And this car is technically my daily. This is my only car I drive in winter. I only have 2 cars. This car will be my only car this winter again. It's going to be the true test to see how durable this car is going to be for winter again. I will be talking about that soon. That guy's a CRZ. I'm really jealous. The CRZ is CRZ.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing. So cold, behold, frostbite, they feeling.
Yo, what's going on? It's Illusive here, and welcome to the unexpected video I did not know I was going to be making. So I actually did buy a Honda CRZ. It's been about 2 weeks since I had it. I haven't had the chance to come out and make a final video for it and stuff, but now I had the chance to now. Unfortunately, it's not the way I wanted it to, because I'll share with you guys later what my plan was on the intro video, but it kind of got ruined by a few things, which is okay. But yeah, here's my 2014 Honda CRZ. I bought it about 4 hours north of me, actually about 3 hours north of me. It was a one-owner car. It was some rich grandma. I'll tell you guys a story on that in a little bit. But I bought it for a very good deal. This is the reason I picked it up only, is because it was a really good deal. So the story on that was, this car was owned by some grandma, some old ass lady who literally was like filthy rich, according to her grandson. She pretty much owned this since 2014 when it came out from the factory. So I said she's filthy rich. So the story was, from what he told me, she gave him the car because there was a TPMS sensor light on, and she thought the car was totaled, pretty much, from what he was telling me. She pretty much said, hey, just sell this car for me and you can keep whatever profit you get from it. So that was kind of the reason why it was listed so low. So he listed it for $5,400, and then I actually came out the next day to pick it up for $4,900. So actually I got a really, really good deal on it, because if you guys are or are not aware, the 2014 CRZ is the most desirable, I won't say most desirable, but it's definitely the most the better option versus the first generation. This generation comes with the lithium ion batteries, because this is a hybrid, in case you guys are wondering. I had no idea I was going to buy a hybrid in my life, but here we are. So this is a hybrid. Lithium ion battery is stored in the trunk right below the hatch and stuff. But this version comes with the lithium ion battery versus the old generation coming with it was a different, I can't remember what it was. It's a different battery it comes with, and it's just not as efficient, and it doesn't, I don't know, lithium is, I guess, like the best, so that's what it comes with. Okay, so anyway, that's what it is. This is the more desirable option. I don't think he knew what these things are worth compared to, I don't know, other cars, but this particular, like the 2014 and up models, are worth a little more than the first gen. So I got a really good deal on that too, because this thing also makes 20 more horsepower than the original generation. But like I said, it's got its little dings, scratches, and dents all over. I'll kind of share the good, the bad, the ugly with you guys pretty much. So it's got, minor scratches. You guys can kind of see. Hello, it's me. Some of the stuff will come out very easy with a buff. It's got a little bit of chips. The grill has a little bit taken out of it, but that is barely noticeable. Other things, it's on not on donut, but it's on a steely, because the reason why the TPMS sensor light was on was because, the story was she hit a pothole and she pretty much bent the factory wheel. So they put a steely on, and then she wanted to sell the car pretty much, which is fine with me because it still works and the car drives fine. I have noticed any problems, so I don't know what the hell her problem was with it, but like I said, I got it for a really, really good deal. Usually these things go for upwards of 10. If you know what you got, you can sell them for upwards of 10. So other things, dent, scratches, a little bit of a dent here. It's rusting a little bit, so I got to touch that up before it rusts the entire fender of the car. And then on certain angles, you can see the dent here. only on certain angles and certain lighting, but you can see it now if I'm going through it. It's a pretty big dent. I didn't know from the pictures you said it wasn't this big, but like I said, this is easily pullable by somebody from like paintless dent removal or stuff. But I might just leave it as is for now. I'm not trying to spend a ridiculous amount of money in this car, which I will talk to you guys about later for my future plans. And then in the back here, just a little bit scratches on the rear bumper here, on that side as well. But other than that, very, very clean car. Really doesn't have any major problems to it. Like I said, the big thing was the TPMS sensor light, which is a pretty much useless feature because I've never had a car with TPMS in my life, so I've never used it. But yeah, that was the main thing that sucked, was it's on a Steely versus the other 3 wheels, which I'm going to be replacing soon with, I have a set of stock RSX Type S wheels to put on here, just for the meantime, so it doesn't look so stupid. The stock Type S wheels are actually powder coated, a similar color to the exterior of this car. It's like a gray. So that's also what I talked about now is the exterior. This was like my last, not my last option, but it was probably next to my last option for what I wanted for an exterior color. But as you guys will soon see, the interior is why I picked up this car. And this was actually the main reason why I actually bought it. I actually would not have bought it without the interior. So this CRZ is the only color that comes with the black and red interior. And personally, it is my favorite interior, come from the RSX at least. Very nice seats. They're actually really cool. No major issues with the seats. Even this one here is really good condition. Just a little bit of staining. No big holes or nothing in them, so that's also nice. It's actually a really cool seat because this car is a hybrid, and I kind of call these seats a hybrid seat because literally the outside is leather and the inside's cloth. So I've never seen seats that are half and half like this. I've also only owned RSXs, so I guess I can't say that. But yeah, these are really cool seats. They're really comfortable. On the way home, like a 3-hour or whatever drive home, it was really comfortable. I never stopped once actually, so that's awesome. Right now it's got the OEM red and black floor mats, I believe. If they're not OEM, I'm not sure, but it came with the car. I'm getting the weather matte ones because I'm gonna be driving this in winter. So, and then other things, it's got the black steering wheel with the red. That's another cool thing I noticed. It's got the black steering wheel with the red stitching. That's something you don't see a lot from factory and stuff. The door cards are my favorite as well. It's this weird kind of material, this weird kind of mesh material, but in certain lighting it's black, in certain lighting it's red. It's really cool actually. And then getting into the interior now, I'm freezing my ass off out here. It's getting like 40 degrees in Wisconsin. All right, so interior, other things that were wrong with the interior. The glove box was stuck shut. Somebody, when they had something in the glove box, they jammed it stuck in here. So now I keep it open for now until I can figure out a fix for it. An OEM glove box is like 200 and something bucks for factory. I'm not paying for that. So I'm just gonna either modify the handle to make it fit or just leave it open for the meantime. Right now, I don't even use it anyway. And then other things, of course, it is not a manual, unfortunately. Manual CRZs, you're paying upwards of 8 to 10 grand, which I knew about. I was trying to find a manual one. I was like, you know what, this is getting ridiculous. We'll settle for the CVT, which is fine. That's all I need. I'm just getting into the CRZ. Like I said, I'm just getting into the CRZ. This isn't going to be my forever car or nothing. But yeah, the interior was the main selling point. I really love the black and red. That's definitely one of my favorite interiors. And then the rear doesn't have any passenger seats at all. Actually, in Europe and Japan, they came with passenger seats in the back. But according to what I've been reading about it, American people are too fat, so they didn't even add seats back here because of the way of the car and stuff like that. And yeah, that was funny because they even have like the seatbelt holes in there somewhere. I didn't even go looking back in there. I won't lie to you, but apparently people say there are still seatbelt buckles in there. So it's funny to me how America's literally too fat to have rear seats in this car. But yeah, that's that. This car could really use a very good detail. I haven't touched it yet. I wanted to show you guys kind of how I bought it, and then we'll kind of transform it into where it is now. But like I said, plans of this car, nothing ridiculous crazy. Trying to make it as clean as possible. Not trying to do a whole lot to it, as I have a lot of other things to deal with, as you know, the silver RSX, the red RSX, as well as the bike. So I'm trying not to spend that much freaking money on it. But yeah, the main thing, I didn't want to make a video on this until I got everything fixed, but I just couldn't get it in time. I'm not gonna have time in the future, so I'll start it up for you guys and show you my freaking issue that I had. And I was so pissed because now I can't show you the main feature I wanted to. But yeah, this is the dash. One of my also favorite pieces of the interior. Just the color scheme and everything is amazing. Thing is dead quiet too. So here's that motherfucker that I was telling you about. Right there. You see that motherfucker right there? Yeah. That motherfucker right there. That motherfucker right there. So I was on the way home 2 days ago, just driving around, and then this motherfucker came on, and my brother scanned it for me, and it's for the catalytic converter, so there's nothing major, obviously. But seeing as how the check engine light's on, the car will not let you go into sport mode, which I want to show you guys, but I cannot show you guys. Really unfortunate, but that's kind of the way it is right now. I got to get it scanned and updated. There's a code that needs to be updated. The reason why it's on is just has a software update or something that needs to be updated. I'm not used to having a car that's new yet, so that's still all news to me. So yeah, the reason it's on is because it's an error in the sensor. It just needs to be updated apparently. So yeah, but this car does have sport, normal, and eco mode. I don't even use eco mode because it literally the car feels like it's not moving when you're in that mode. So I've always stayed in normal mode. But yeah, sport mode is really cool. So instead of the dash turning blue, it turns red. The circle in the middle here turns red. It's just really cool, and wish I could show you guys, but I will have to do it a different day when I get the code scanned. It won't be for multiple weeks, as I get really busy during the week and stuff, so I might not have the chance to, which is why I'm doing this now instead of doing it later, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is sometimes. Do what you gotta do. But yeah, and I'll show you guys the trunk now too, just to see how much room we got in there. So this is the trunk. A lot of room back here. I'm just like the RS actually. I'm kind of used to this stuff now, so a lot of room back here. Same as RS actually. I could haul whatever the fuck I want, pretty much. And that's kind of the back. You guys should know a little hatchback. It gets a lot of room in the back here. And I'll show you guys the engine bay. So here is the engine bay. Like I said, for a Wisconsin car, it's not rusty at all. I mean, the strut towers are all nice and clean in there. And the only piece of rust really in this are just some of the brackets and motor mounts, which to be expected from a Wisconsin car, like I said. And it sounds very healthy, everything like that. So that's also why I bought it. It's just super clean and rust-free for a Wisconsin car. And we're gonna be doing all the fluid changes and such, because I know this old lady. I will show you guys a picture of this. I'll close this for now. The old lady who owned this never changed out the fucking. Also, that's another reason why I wanted to have the glove box opened up. I wanted to have it open up so I could see the air filter in there. And I will show you a picture on screen now what it looked like when I took it out. And that shit was disgusting. Like, I've never seen an air filter that dirty before. And literally, it didn't really stink in here, but it had a weird ass smell. So hopefully now that goes away. Especially after I clean it out, hopefully that goes away. But yeah, that really sucked. So I'm gonna be doing every single piece of maintenance on this thing, all the fluid changes and stuff too, because if you didn't even change out the air filter, what the hell else didn't you not change? You know, that's the only thing I'm thinking of right now. So we're gonna do a bunch of fluid flushes, a lot of maintenance stuff on this thing to keep it running good. But it's got 151,000 miles on it. So I think for the price I paid a really good price. You'll look around Marketplace, you won't find one a little bit cheaper than that. That's a clean title, one owner. Other things cool with this car, has a lot of intricate stuff, like, you know, the climate control right next to the steering wheel. I'll show you guys sport mode and stuff already. But yeah, this is cool too. It's got a little cubby hole above the radio. That's why I keep my title for now, because otherwise I'm not closing the glove box. Unfortunately, I can't Bluetooth my phone to the radio. I have to use an aux cord, which is okay. It's whatever. If you have an Apple phone, you can use Bluetooth. But like I said, I don't know what Honda's hate over Samsung was, but they definitely didn't like it. Anyway, that's pretty much everything I know about the car. We're gonna go for a little bit of a drive here, talk a little more about the car, and talk about why it's such a good car. So as I mentioned, obviously it's a hybrid, so this thing is quiet as shit, which is good. It's super fun to drive. It's really a driver's car. The horsepower on this thing is like 130. It's nothing to brag about. It's just a really fun car. It's got an amazing sound system. Like, it's got a lot of things going for it. This car is the predecessor to the CRX, which was a well-known Honda. Like I said, it's an automatic, unfortunately, but hey, we out here, we do what you gotta do out here. But it's a really fun car. Like I said, even an automatic, it's still fun. Got a very, very good sound system. Like, I heard really good things about it, but I did not expect this. So like I said, very, very good sound system. You gotta be in the car to know. Even if I play music right now, you won't even be able to hear what it sounds like anyway. So we're gonna go for a little drive here. Kind of tell you a little more things about the car. It's a little more intricate about it. Now, yes, maybe the rear does look like a Prius. I give you guys that. It may look like a Prius, but this thing really is really intricate, quirky, all that stuff. It's got a lot of things going for it. It gets about 40 miles to the gallon, which for a hybrid, it seems like it should get more. But this thing really is unique and stuff in its own nature. Like, a lot of the things in this car I've never seen before. It's got really unique handles to get in, door handles. I mean, just the dash overall, I mean, you guys see it's pretty fucking sick. It turns green. The circle in the middle turns green when the battery is charging. So the battery charges every time you engine brake and stuff. You got a little bar here that tells you that. And then the assist kicks in when you're revving it, and that makes the circle in the middle turn blue. So a really intricate way of making the dash like that. I've never seen another car or hybrid vehicle for that matter like that. Now, these things can get upwards of 50 miles per gallon through city and stuff. Like, I get a lot better gas mileage. I'm going slower on the freeway. They don't get very good gas mileage. They get about 40, 35 or so on the freeway. So that's something to look out for too with these cars. Like, they're not fast at all from factory. They're about 130 horsepower, even with the lithium-ion battery. The one thing I hate about this thing is it has auto stop. I told myself a long time ago I'd never buy a vehicle that has auto stop, but you know, here we are, not knowing it had it. There's gotta be a way to permanently turn it off. If there is a way, I'm gonna find out and fucking turn it off. And it's a red light, so I better stop. But like I said, little fun car you wouldn't expect. I mean, it's cool. Everything about it's cool. I've wanted one for a little while now. I've kind of hinted at it previous times. I just didn't know I was going to buy one this soon. With a really good detail, this car would be perfect. Like I said, it's just been owned by an old lady its entire life. So honestly, I think with a really good detail, this thing could be put back to life. A lot of the stuff on the interior can be really easily fixed. So hopefully, whenever I find the time to clean it out, I can, because it kind of has a weird smell in here too. Like, it almost smells like a combination of like cigarettes and whatever else people do. I don't know. It doesn't really smell like straight cigarettes. It just smells like cigarettes. I guess that's what it smells like. But yeah, the lady who owned this lived in Chicago, Illinois, but I didn't buy it from Illinois. So I mean, that wouldn't make sense why there's a lot of dings and dents in it. People in Illinois do not know how to drive. I'll be honest with you. Shout out to my Illinois people. Yeah, once I get the new wheels on, this thing will be looking a lot better. But for now, I've been trying to hold off on putting anything on until I made a video, this video, because otherwise you guys wouldn't know how it started out and stuff. But you know, it is what it is sometimes. And now I'm kind of upset because I can't go in sport mode and show you guys that, because I was really interested in doing that. It's also this generation of the CRZ actually has this button called S Plus here. So whenever you tap this button, the battery has to be, I think, 30% charged at least, and you have to go in at least 18 miles per hour. If you press that button, so what happens is it primes the battery, and it gives you a boost of horsepower. It's really not much at all. Like, it's barely any. So I've only used it twice just to see how it worked, and I probably won't even ever use it again. But it's a cool little feature they added. I wish it did more. But for an economy car, they tried, I guess. You can't really make an economy sports car. RSX kind of took the cake on that one. But yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, this car is really, really cool. Everything in the interior is in good condition. It's just dirty. So when I clean this thing out, I'm gonna make sure I can clean out top to bottom and make this thing look new again. So I have, like I said, I have doubts that this car was ever even cleaned ever in its life. When I got it, it was all full of mud and shit too. So like I said, it probably hasn't ever been taken care of. This bitch gonna stop. Jesus fuck. Yeah. But other than that, I mean, this car is really clean. I just, like I said, minor things I gotta fix up. I'm going to be doing a lot of maintenance on this thing in the coming months. As I mentioned, as I mentioned in the previous video, the Silver RSX is my only winter car. So I kind of bought this thing not like to replace the Silver RSX, but the Silver RSX has been having a few issues lately. The clutch has been acting up, and just a few things I don't want to have to worry about when it's -10 out. So in case something, you know, gets balls to the walls, I have something reliable like this just to take me to work and stuff, because I do work every day, so I need something to get me there, and I can't take the bike during winter because, you know, -10 stuff in Wisconsin, can't be doing that. But yeah, the RSX again had an issue yesterday with the clutch. I was on the way home from work last night, and I was just literally pulling in to park that RSX on the side of the road right now. I was pulling on the side of the road, and the clutch got really stiff. It's like really stiff for like no fucking reason, and the bite point just like grabbed at the top of the fucking pedal, which made no sense to me. But like I said, hopefully everything works out with that. I don't gotta put a new clutch in because it's expensive and a lot of time. So we will see how the Silver RSX holds up in the next coming weeks here. High hopes for that. I don't want to put a new clutch in, but yeah, like I said, this car is really unique. It's very forgotten about. Honda stopped making these to pretty much a reason for stopping to make these, where they weren't selling that great, and they pretty much want to continue their hybrid line in different cars. Pretty much, they mentioned, which is whatever. This car is cool. You can still find them. They're pretty recent yet. They have a lot of parts still. You can still buy a lot of parts from Honda yet, which is also the cool part about this car, is that it's still new enough to buy parts from Honda, but yet old enough to be more unique versus the average car out there. I don't see very many of these out there. There's still a bunch out there, but not as many as you would see earlier. This car is one of those cars you actually got to kind of be in to understand what the hype's about, because yeah, it is not fast by any means, but it's like any other Honda. You know, you don't expect a Honda to be that quick, and these things live up to what you would expect from the power they have. And to be honest with you, for what I paid for, I think I got a really good deal. He could have totally priced it at 7 or 8, and he probably would have sold it. Even if he even mentioned to me, he said, you know, I could probably detail this thing, get some of these things in Denzel. I could probably sell it for a few thousand more. But he said, hey, it's just not worth it to me. I don't got the time for it. So I said, you know, I appreciate you telling me that, man, and stuff. But yeah, he was actually really cool about it, because he had a lot of offers on the car. I actually sent him a message 10 minutes after he listed it on Facebook. I was on that shit like chicken fried rice. So he had a lot of offers. He kept the car, you know, when I got there, he said, you know, somebody yesterday was going to come by and pick it up for $500 more than you said. But I told him, hey, I have it reserved for you already. So that was pretty cool too. I appreciated that. I drove, you know, a couple hours, like I said, to get it. So it would have been kind of shitty if it wasn't there when I got there. But that's the shitty part about Marketplace. You never know who you're buying from. So you show up and it couldn't be there. So it's always nice to hear those good stories every once in a while. But anyway, like I said, this is my CRZ. Not a whole lot planned, and the TPMS sensor just came back on again. So that's fun. I got the code scanned, so it came back on again now. So nice. Fun stuff, man. Don't you love it? But yeah, that's it for the video, guys. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will update you guys on the RSXs and stuff, and then we will see you guys probably in the next video. Not sure what's going to be yet, but make sure you guys stay tuned. So adios, motherfuckers. Thanks for checking out the video, and pray for my RSX. Adios, motherfuckers.
Tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. I got all this potential that's deep inside of me, but they hate when you're successful cause they try to be. They sit there being judgmental because you're trying things, and they just want you to settle.